everyone, Pandora with Integrative Gardening here, and I have just potted up one of my house plants, but I thought what I'd do is kind of take it apart and reconstruct it and show you what I did. Now this is Asplenium nidus. It's a bird's nest fern, and it has these nice stiff fern fronds on it, and they generally live in places where they don't need much soil. So when I'm showing you how to put this together, you'll notice it doesn't have quite as much soil as some other plants might have. Okay, so let's get started here. So I'm gonna just take this out here. Okay, that's probably good there. So first off, you'll notice that this pot does have some holes in the side, so it gets a little bit of aeration. You'll find some of these in the nurseries that are maybe labeled as orchid pots. And you can use orchid pots, you can use a regular pot. You can also mount these just on a piece of wood. Generally they're growing like maybe up on the side of some rock face, or you know, in a tree where it's just catching whatever debris comes down and funneling the water. So you don't really need all that much soil. So for instance here, this actually has quite a bit of bark and stuff that I've stuck in here. And then put a little bit of potting mix and compost in there so it has some nutrients. This pot, by the way, is something I made, so you can make pots at home. And I just kind of hand build them, and then I take them down to a kiln to fire it. Okay, so we're going to put in a little more of the bark down in there. And then make room for the plant in the middle. And sometimes what I do is I'll stick a stick in the side like that, or you know, maybe a couple to kind of wedge it to where I want it to be. I'm going to put a little more potting mix down in there. And this is, it's two types. I mixed two types of potting mix and some of the compost from outside to make the type of soil that I wanted for this. I wanted it to be a nice light mix and kind of mirror maybe some of the bark that would be in the trees. Where it might be living. And then most of the stuff I'm putting in the top here will be heavy on the bark. Yeah, okay. So that's about it. And then what I would do is I normally take this to where there is a sink. And I'll really soak this. Now I had just repotted this, so this is really already quite wet, but I put it in the sink and I'll water it and really just kind of soak it, and I do that 3 or 4 times just to get it started. You want to let these dry out in between. Yeah, so that is my little bird's nest fern. I got it as a 4-inch pot from a local nursery about 10 months ago. And then the first pot I had it in was actually not much bigger than the 4-inch pot, but a little bit, so that it had some room to grow, and it has grown quite a bit. And then just recently I thought, well, it's time for a bigger pot so that we can let this kind of reach its full potential. Now, as you water it, more of the soil will go down in, and the bark will be, you know, more up on top. And I think it looks really attractive to have those kind of, you know, bark more up towards the top. And the bark or the wood chips that I'm talking about, this is coming from a local landscaper, and they just come and drop off like a truckload of, you know, chopped up trees out front. And I pick out the best for a potted plant like this. I pick out what I think, you know, the sizes that I think I would like, and the types of, you know, tree chips or wood chips that I would like to put in there. So that is it. Pretty easy to do and fairly easy to take care of these. I do a little spritz of water every now and then, but I make sure that it doesn't get too wet in the center so that it doesn't start to rot down there. Yeah, cute little fern. That is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like my videos, please subscribe.